community come down for the 2025 Nike Melbourne Marathon.
Hi, welcome in. My name is Sally and today I am running my second ever marathon. My goal going into this training block was to run a 4:30, or a sub 4:30, but whether I can achieve this, we will just have to wait and see. I started my race by standing with the 4:30 paces and then pretty much immediately lost them in the crowd. It is just such a bottleneck when you go out along here. There are people everywhere and just hitting pace isn't really quite achievable. And that's okay, because around the Art Centre, NGV kind of area, I found the pace group and I just kept with them.
See you guys in the
Running with the pace group towards Alphabet Lake was super fun. The vibes are really good, and I honestly wish that I had managed to find this lovely pacer's name. I didn't get a chance to ask. As we headed into Albert Park Lake, we saw the elites coming past. That is of course Jack Rayner, who won last year, and oh my god, how amazing are they? They are incredibly fast. As you can see, we've all settled into this pace pretty easy. It felt good, my legs felt strong, but I mean, truthfully, we weren't even 10k's into this race yet, so anything could really happen. Past the 10k mark, and I still felt really good. We went into the aid station, which is in the Grand Prix kind of pit stop area, which is a really cool area to place an aid station down. And then they had these guys playing music, which was really lovely. And then around we go! We're heading out of the park now, and I did stop for a little bit here because another runner tripped, and I wanted to make sure that they were okay, so I just kind of offered her some water to clean her hands, and then another runner stopped and gave her a band-aid, and I really hope that she had a great race despite, the fall. Headed to the beach, we saw the elites run by again, which, oh my gosh, it's actually insane that we hadn't even made it to the beach yet, and Jack and the other elites were heading back into the city. Along the beach, I felt really good, my legs felt strong, and I was still just cruising along. And then, truthfully, the aid stations along there are a little bit hectic. I deliberately missed one of the aid stations because it just didn't have the water prepared. This is in real time of me trying to get water at one of the next aid stations. The people who are doing it, they are working so hard. It's a really difficult job, and every year it seems like this is the hardest area for them to do it in. And you've got to understand that these people are volunteers, so thank you very much to them, because they are doing incredible.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Enjoy.
Okay.
But after I got my water, I was a little bit away from the paces, so I decided to just run a little bit harder to try and catch them, because I still felt good at this point. So I pushed and I caught up, and then suddenly we had completed the half marathon. And honestly, there was a part of me that was beginning to get tired, and it's oh, if only I was doing a half, I'd be finished by now. And we made it to St Kilda, and then I saw the 3:30 pace group heading back into the city, and just psychologically, that is so hard, because you know that you have such a long way to go, but you'll be where they are now. Actually, I find any areas where you can see the other runners kind of coming the other way, it's kind of the worst. Just mentally, it's difficult because you want to be where they are, but you just aren't. And then we made it to the turnaround, and yep, it is a bit of a nightmare at this point because you're over 25k's in, and there's just still so much to go. shit. I started a vlog at this point, but I kind of ended up having this sort of like exchange with this guy who was just like also just kind of going through it. But basically what I was trying to say is that I was 28Ks in, and I decided to lose the pace group, and I was trying to push to catch up with them, but each time I stopped at an aid station, I just kept getting further and further behind, and then I was having to work harder to catch them up. So close to 30. So we were heading up the tram tracks towards 30Ks, and I was still feeling pretty good. I mean, sure, I'd lost the group, but my legs weren't too bad, and compared to last year, I was feeling much stronger. So close. Okay. We're downhill. It wasn't until that kind of 35-kilometer mark that I started to feel a bit not great. At this point, my stomach just like wasn't tolerating another gel. I was struggling to even like have the lollies, and so I just kind of started popping the salt juice, and I was like occasionally trying to like throw a lolly in there with like some water. And then the hills around the town just like had me going so slow. I was like no longer even at like the pace I wanted to be. I'd slipped into like a 7-something pace, but I was just like determined to keep going. I had planned that I at the very least wanted to like run the entire marathon without stopping to walk. And then we were out at the park and running past the war memorial, and like I haven't previously paid attention to it either last year during the marathon or even during my melt. So I was like, oh, I've never seen this before. I mean, I've seen it, but not during the races. And then we were heading back towards Flint Street, and I was just like kind of pushing slowly, but pretty steady. And then as we ran into the 40Ks, the vibes, the support was just like picking up, and it got really, really fired up, and I started to like pick up my pace again. And I knew that we only had like 2Ks left, and I could absolutely do it.
Let's go fast.
Nearly there, guys. Nearly there.
Yes, yes.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry,
Hey.
keep going. Stop.
So we were running past the Nike tram stop, and at the time I didn't have time to appreciate what was written, but looking back and I'm like, ha ha ha, ha ha ha. So heading back up Flinders, and I was just like powering through it. My legs were sore, my stomach was wrecked, and I was determined to finish strong.
Let's go.
We're heading into the MCG now, and it is honestly like one of the best feelings in the world. Compared to last year, like I didn't feel that I had as much in me to push as hard, but I did push and keep going, and I knew at this point that I wasn't going to achieve my 4:30 goal.
Wow, pretty cool. I love it.
But, you know, I kept going. I was looking into the crowd, but I couldn't really see anyone, and I wasn't wearing my glasses, so I couldn't see anyone anyway, but, you know. And then, yeah, we were heading into the finish. That was hard. That was like really freaking hard. And the truth is, my training block hadn't gone to plan. I was in the middle of my work placement and I'd worked all day the day before, so I was not rested. I hadn't slept well the night before either. And then during my block, my furthest run was only 25k's, which is not ideal. And then during my peak training weeks, I kind of barely ran at all. Like, I was lucky to get one easy run in at like a 5 to 7k distance. Like, honestly, horrendous. But here I was crossing the finish line, and yes, it was emotional. And look at that, a 4:35 marathon. So maybe I'm a slower than average runner, but that was still for me a 12-minute PB. And just because the marathon likes to screw with you, in order to get your medal and your t-shirt, you've got to go down this stupid ramp with your stiff as hell legs, but you know. And then I was just so proud of myself in this moment. I worked really hard and I felt like this medal was really symbolic of my efforts. So that wraps up my 2025 Nike Melbourne Marathon. I'm immensely proud of myself, and although there were moments during it that I told myself I am never doing this again, I absolutely am doing this again. There is just something so magical about marathons. Every single person there is running their own race, and they're fighting their own demons, and they're all pushing through it. And when you cross that start line, and yes, I do mean the start line, you've already won. So if you've ever thought about doing one, honestly, just give it a try. You might surprise yourself. Thank you so much for watching my video. I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.